I'd like to ask the question, is van life safe? And I'd like to try and, in my opinion, answer those questions.
Hello world, wake me up to another good morning, time to go. Oh, we are all looking for adventure. 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 We are all looking for adventure.
Now, if first of all, I'd like to know your fears with regards to van life. You know, if you're scared of doing it, what's your fear for doing it? And please do the comments below and I'll try and answer those fears. But just leading up to that, do I think van life is safe? Now, after the incident of last week, I'll be honest with you, that is the first incident. I've been living in the van probably on and off just over a year, and I've parked in quite a few places. In a city, beaches, small towns. And I'll be honest with you, in that time, that is the first incident that I've had. And yes, if we'd have been in the van, it would have been terrifying, I'm sure, and we would have woken up. I believe it happened about 9:30 at night, so we'd have probably been in the van watching Netflix with it all shut up. And I'm sure it would have been terrifying. But to be honest with you, that is the first incident that we have had in the van, in all the different with the van in all the different locations that we've been in. And like I say, some of them have been in a city, Brisbane, in a city, Coffs Harbour, some have been small towns. Now, what I'd like to do is just run through a few, and it's like everything, you have to take precautions, okay? It's, you know, I've seen on videos, I've seen on YouTube channels like Eamon and Beck and the indie projects where they've had their vans broken into. Luckily, we have had nothing like that, and I hope we never experience anything like that. Now, we do take a few precautions, and I would like to run through a couple of those precautions that we do take. Now, first and foremost, we obviously choose our location. Now, I'm going to do another video with regards to how I go about choosing a location to stop for the night. Now, when we're in the van at night, firstly, it's totally blacked out. My side windows, well, the side windows and the rear windows have ambulance tint on them. So during the day, you basically can't look into the van, you can't see into it. When you're inside the van, you can look out, and when you're outside of the van, you can't see in. And over those windows at night, we have blackout. We put blackout curtains so that we can physically have the light on. The ambulance tint, when you sit in that van at night with the light on, then yes, you can see in. So what we do is we black those windows out. We have a walk through to the cabin. So on that walk through to the cabin, we have blackout curtains. So again, at night, you can sit in that van with the lights on and look into it from the outside, and you can't see any light whatsoever. Now, I think one of the most important things that we do at night when we're in the van is I run a strap that goes between, basically goes between the handles on both front doors. So like I say, we have a walk through to our cabin. Obviously that allows us, if we need to move at night very quickly, we can just walk through, jump in the driver's seat and drive off. However, what we do what we do is I have a strap. Now it's just a normal tie down strap for securing things in a trailer or something like that. And it goes around the handles in both doors, and then I join it in the middle with a carabiner. So just a cheap carabiner, or if you don't know what a carabiner is, it can be just anything. Just it's got a loop in one side of the strap and a hook in the other. And basically what that does, if we get a thief or someone who wants to nick the van, the first thing they're going to try and do is going to try and get in the van. Obviously, they want to either get inside the van to steal stuff, or they want to get inside the van to steal the actual van itself. So what this strap does is it stops the front doors being opened. So if a thief or someone who wants to steal the van opens that one, either side of the front door, what it does is it pulls against the other door so that it won't open. Now, if they break the window and they still want to try and open the door, they can lean in and get the inside handle of the door, but it still won't open without them cutting that strap, which means more time for them. Okay, they've made a noise already to break that window. It's more time for them. They want to get in, they want to get out, and they want to get away. So it just slows them down. Now, it doesn't stop us driving that van. So basically what we can do is, if need be, I can jump in the driver's seat with that strap on, sit on it and drive off. And those front doors are still locked. Now, we also can, if we want to, use a similar sort of strap system for the side sliding door. Now, the way that would work is we would put a strap around the side handle on the sliding door, and we could either put it around the head restraint, around one of the bars of the head restraint, or around the actual seat belt anchor point. Now, I can hear people saying, well, what happens if you need to get out of that van very quickly? Now, the first thing is, it's just a hook. So we know where the hook is. I always put the hook in the center of the car or the center of the van, and it's then very easy to get undone, get that door open and get out. Also, what we have inside the van is I have 2 hammers, and they're not designed to be used as a weapon because generally what can happen is if you try and use it on someone, there's a good chance that they're going to take it off you and use it on you. So it's not designed as a weapon, it's designed to break the glass. So basically break the glass on any of the windows. So there's one at the back by our head when we're in bed, and there's one which is located by our fire extinguisher, which is on the metal mount that is the front passenger seat. Now, another thing that I do have, which is fitted into the van, just in case of theft, it is fitted with a GPS tracker. Obviously that's secured inside the van, and then if need be, you can log in and see the exact location of the van, basically how far it's traveled, how fast it was traveling and such like. This does need a mobile signal, so it has got a SIM inserted, and I think generally the systems that I've seen, yeah, they still do need a mobile signal. One of the lessons that I have learned over the last week with this situation is, and I had thought about it a few weeks ago after watching Gadget John's video on CCTV, and that was, and I was going to do it a couple of weeks ago, was get a little CCTV camera. Now, so now I do have one ordered, and I'll put another video up once that arrives, and I'll just show you how I install it and such like. In addition to that, I actually use my phone. I've got a Galaxy S10. I use a little app on my phone called AutoGuard, and I use that as a dash cam. So that uses my phone, automatically uploads to, if I want to, YouTube or to Google Drive or whatever. So it backs up the video straight to those locations. Now we also have a safe which is located in one of the cupboards. It's not an expensive safe by all means. It's probably the equivalent of one of these little travel safes that you see in a hotel. It's big enough for the laptop, and basically we use that for all our gizzits, our passports, our credit cards and such like if we have to go out and leave the van. At the end of the day, it's not going to stop someone. If someone's determined enough, they're going to take it out, but again, it's another deterrent. Now, after all this, what is my biggest fear of living in the van? Now, my biggest fear, it's not the hit and run, it's not the burglary, it's not the stealing the van. It's not someone breaking into the van. That's not a fear whatsoever. Actually, my biggest fear is getting woken up in the middle of the night by either a warden or a policeman. Now, that is a whole nother video on its own, but that is my biggest fear. And you know, if anything is going to keep me awake at night, then it's going to be a knock at the door at 2 o'clock in the morning because we've got a council warden wanting us to move on. So that's it. Now, I'd love to hear your biggest fears. So please comment below what your fear is and we'll try and answer it. Now, I have heard when I talk to people and I say I lived in the van, we live in the van out on the street and things like that, you do get comments that, you know, people say, oh, is it safe? What happens if you get murdered? What happens if you get a murderer breaks in and murders you in your van? And I think a lot of these fears are given out by places like caravan parks and councils and places like that over time, because basically someone can still break into a caravan park and murder you. Caravan park or caravan and tent sites, they're full of tents. You know, if someone wants to break in and steal something, they're going to choose a tent rather than a van that's locked up. They want to get in and out very quickly. In fact, you know, I've known of people that have been on a caravan park and they've had their bikes stolen. You know, the bikes that were $2,000 or $3,000 each, and they've had them nicked. So it's like everything. You just have to be careful. You have to just be aware of your situation, aware of your location. Now, I hope you found this video useful. Like I say, I want to hear your fears. I'd love you to comment below. I'd also love you to subscribe and also like our videos. We try and interact with our subscribers as much as possible. But we noticed that in the analytics, 80% of the people that view our videos aren't subscribers. It doesn't take much. Please just subscribe and keep up to date with our videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
Hello world, wake me up to another good morning, time to go. Oh, we are all